Look, there's no question that entitlement spending has increased exponentially, and it's the majority portion of our federal budget, and thus it has to be dealt with. We saw what happened in Europe, such as in Greece, where a lot of the pensions and entitlements that were promised to individuals and to folks that were retiring, the state defaulted and said, we can no longer pay them. And they could no longer pay them because they made promises they simply couldn't keep. And we want to keep those promises to our seniors, to those that were promised Medicaid and Social Security and so forth, but we have to do it in a responsible manner. I'm not for eradicating these programs altogether, but I am for reforming them. Recently, Representative Paul Ryan and our President Barack Obama gave two very opposing plans for how to reform entitlements and get back on a plan to prosperity. Basically, Paul Ryan's plan calls for strict cuts in spending, lowering taxes, and thereby incentivizing growth so that we get more money into the state coffers, while reforming entitlement spending only for the newer generations coming in. And I agree with that plan as a bold first step into making some real changes. I think it's important that we keep our promises to our seniors, especially individuals aged 55 and over, that what the government promised them they would do, we have to keep those promises, whether it's for Social Security, for Medicare, and so on. However, for younger generations, for folks like myself, I think the expectations have to change. It's time that we stand up and that we take a little bit more personal responsibility, that we also not rely so much on government spending and on government entitlements. If I know that government isn't going to be there for me, then I'm going to change my behavior, and I'm going to save accordingly, and I'm going to plan better for the future. So I think it's fair that we say, look, we're running into a crisis, we're mounting huge deficits and debts, we can't afford these programs anymore, and the choices are clear. Either we stop the economy by raising taxes in the attempt to pay for them, which inevitably will fail, or we keep our promises to our seniors, but we also reform the program so that everyone can benefit in the end. The choice is clear. Either we bankrupt the whole system and nobody benefits, or we reform it for folks in my generation, and that says, let's prepare better for the future. Let's get on the path to where we can make these entitlements more efficient by cutting out waste and fraud, by allowing some of these programs to be competed across state lines in the case of healthcare and so forth. So I think that's really important, and we have to address the issue now, or we might be dealing with a much, much bigger burden in the future.